Gamers, welcome back. Before you see this video, I'm gonna have to see your papers, please, because this is the name of the game we'll be talking about. This great indie game is finally out. It's been on Steam for $10 now, which I'll be reviewing. I've played this before during the beta, and I can definitely tell how much is upgraded from the last beta. A lot of the interface and the HUDs are, still the same, but some things are switched around just a bit to finish the product itself and make it an absolute fun game. The game starts off with you being picked from the lottery to be a checkpoint guard or a border patrol, whatever you want to call it, and of course your job is to either approve or deny passports into the great and glorious Arstotzka, which is the country you're playing for. It's basically, I'm going to call it Arsto. I don't know if I said it right. Anyways, much of the game you'll be looking for discrepancy on the passports and pretty much match that up, question them, and deny them or let them go through. So during the gameplay, you'll encounter tons of terrorists, resistance fighting the government, and various other randomized citizens in the story, which really brings a lot of replayability to the game. And you can either deny certain people in the country or, also approve them, which can also change a certain event that could happen, which is pretty cool. You can also approve and deny certain citizens in the game, which will affect the story, the actions of the citizens who are trying to pull a fast one on you, and by doing so you affect one of the game's 20 endings. The gameplay pretty much starts you off very easy with just the approving of citizens of Arsto, and then it gets more complex as the game goes on, where you start having to check things such as description or their forms, their height, their weight, and sexes, etc. Anything that does not match up, you read, you check them. And while doing so, you have to do it efficiently and fast, because every one of this will affect the points or the amount of money you get. The reason is because you have to have enough money to support your family, or else you won't pay rent, or you're not paying enough for heating. There will be problems, people will get sick, your family members will die, and pretty much affect your outcome also. The game gets as hard as it does later on, and basically more pressure is put on you, and from checking a few things over and over, it really gets hard when you have to check 10 to 15 things at once and doing it fast before 6, or else you don't get paid for that day. There are punishments to this game. The punishments of doing it wrong, basically denying people that deserve entry to the country or approving people that don't. You will get 2 penalties before your money starts to be subtracted, where you can barely pay for the rent and basically your family will die. So if you find that the game is too difficult, there is an easy mode you can pick on, and there's also an anti-nudity button that you can also click on, so you don't have to see nudity, because there will be a part in the game where you scan bodies to look for contraband, so which is really cool also, or search them to see if they match the description that was on their passport. After beating the game, there is also an endless mode where you can keep stamping papers and keep playing the game and see how far you can go. The game is very fun to play. It's only $10 on Steam, like I said before. Definitely check it out. I had a lot of fun with this game. I can definitely play it over and over again until I actually get all 20 endings. I actually want to see all 20 endings and try to figure out how to get them, but overall this is a very different and fun game. I like it a lot, and I hope that in the future we'll see a lot more games like this from the author. Graphics and music, there's only certain times when you hear the music in the game, which is when the menus are there or when you beat a certain part of the level or day. Also, the saving of this game is pretty smart, because you can always go back to certain levels by just clicking on the level and deciding which day you want to go back on. I didn't have way too many negative things to say about this game. It could be your type of game or something you might not be interested in. It's mostly preference, but I for one love the innovation of this game. I love the idea. It's a great concept. For some people, they might find it kind of boring, but the terrorist part of the game really brings back the excitement to certain parts of the game. So it's really up to you. Check out the gameplay a bit and see if you like it or not. I didn't record too far into the description part where you have to check everything else, because I didn't want to spoil it, but I'll show you some clip. So I'll definitely post more gameplay later on if requested. So thanks for watching, guys, and remember, game on.